A fairy tale world that only exists in our imaginations becomes a reality in Lapland, the Arctic region of Finland. At the pure white edge of the Earth, by the Arctic Ocean, are people who lead strong lives. The Arctic sun gradually disappears into the tunnel of winter. This is Finland, where the stunning Aurora Borealis can be seen in the land of the polar nights in the darkest winter months. Today, my destination is the land that never sleeps. Finland is a country located on the northernmost part of Europe, with 1/3 of its territory in the Arctic Circle, and where the sun doesn't rise for 50 days in the winter. Today I start my journey in Sariselka, Inari, a land of the polar nights, where the sun doesn't rise. The word gamos is Finnish for polar night. Oppositely, a word for white night or the midnight sun doesn't exist in Finland. Finland, a land without sunrises during the darkest winters. The polar night is about to occur here.
저는 산으로 올라가고 있는데 이 산 이름이 Beautiful Head, 그러니까 아름다운 머리라는 이름입니다.
It's difficult to find mountains in the Arctic region of Finland, since this is a tundra, or frozen plains region. For that reason, all hills are referred to as mountains here. I go up a hill in order to see the sunrise before the polar night takes place.
해가 뜨고 있는데 이쪽 반대편 이쪽으로는 지금 달이 떠 있어요. 그래서 지금 아침과 밤이 동시에 지금 한 번에 보여주고 공존하고 있는 거죠.
The sun is visible for about 2 to 3 hours. The moon rises waiting for the sun to set. And the sun remains as if jealous of the moon. When the sun disappears as the polar night occurs, perhaps the white snow will become the light, making up for the sun. It may be negative 20 degrees, but the time under the sun is the most precious time for the Finnish. I meet a dad and his sons riding a sled early in the morning.
Mika. How are you? 와, 나 입이 얼어가지고 지금 추운데 지금 저 언덕 위에서 산 위에서 썰매를 타고 지금 바람을 맞으면서 그냥 내려와. 이 어린 아이가. 와, 아빠랑 같이.
The Finnish learn to adjust to the Arctic weather at a very young age.
How are you?
Oh, I'm very fine.
Oh, fine. I'm coarse.
Yes, I can see that your clothes are. Oh, your hand is so cold. Yes, these are too thin.
It just so happens that this woman is an opera singer.
Yes, not yesterday evening, but a day before. Yeah, singing. Oh, yeah.
I ask her to sing a song for us. The vast white field becomes a stage.
Wow.
I think this is...
A passerby automatically becomes a VIP.
Thank you.
What a spectacular show.
Encore.
Encore? Encore?
Thank you.
It was a special performance on the snow-covered field for me and the opera singer herself.
저런 모습을 보니까 마음이 좀 달라지는 것 같아. 나도 그냥 이 추위가 저렇게도 즐기는데 내가 움츠러들 필요가 없다는 뭐 그런 생각들. 입이 얼어가지고 발음이 잘 안 돼요. 어버버버.
I wanted to borrow some of her energy. On my way back down the hill, I notice a giant kite flying in the sky. He seems to be skiing down the slope with the wind.
My name is Jyrki.
My name is 한구리.
Kiting, ski kiting.
Ski kiting.
Yes.
아하.
Brake. And if I pull this like this, the kite comes down.
It's a sport perfect for frozen areas, with strong winds and no trees. It doesn't take much effort. You just let the wind and the snowfields guide you.
There is more wind. I can climb. So I can fly 20 meters by having more power.
Like the Finnish father and the opera singer, Jyrki embraces nature to the fullest. The dark, cold, and long winter of this land is just a natural part of nature to the people who grew up here.
Great.
We have used to it. I have lived here almost 50 years, so no problem. I like to be as much outside as possible in daytime, and then maybe work hard in darker time.
Jyrki expresses his gratefulness for the sun while living in a country where light and darkness coexist.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
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 If snowfall is the start of winter in Korea, darkness is the start of winter in Finland. It's 3 p.m. and it is pitch dark in Saraselka, but people are out and about. Everyone carries reflectors for safety purposes. Rest areas and restaurants have electronic signs indicating the time and the temperature. Time and temperature are important pieces of information in this region. What do the Finnish do in the dark during the day? They definitely don't stay cooped up at home. They spend the long winter nights with their family and friends. I begin to wonder how they remain so optimistic, even in the dark winter.
No joo, tietenkin haittaa hase vähän. Ei ulkotöitä voi tehdä ihan koko ajan.
It's easier for humans to adjust to society than it is for them to adjust to ever-changing nature. To the Finnish, the polar night is nature itself and also a part of their lives.
굉장히 두툼합니다. 굳은 살이 굉장히 많이 배겨져 있어요. 그래서 보면 굉장히 여기서 이 지역에서 이 환경에서 살 때 부지런해야 되고 손이 부지런해야 되는 거예요. 가라고.
I take the bus to my next destination from Saraselka. It's a little past 4 p.m., but it looks like the middle of the night.
심야 버스 타고 가는 느낌이에요. 굉장히 눈길을.
I now head to Rovaniemi. Santa City is located 250 kilometers southwest of Saraselka, which takes 4 hours by bus. The polar night begins at the northernmost part of the Arctic Circle, and slowly moves down to Rovaniemi. The blue skies of Rovaniemi slowly start to grow dark. Even in the starting city of the Arctic Circle, the polar night is approaching. The Candle Bridge, the symbol of the city, is brightly lit.
이 조형물은 양초 모양으로 만들었기 때문에 여기 사람들은 일명 촛불다리, 양초다리라고 부르기도 하네요. 네. 저기 보면은 진짜 촛불 같아요.
Perhaps it was the desire of the Finnish people to collect even the slightest bit of light when they made this. The candle on bridge remains lit for more than half a year, giving light to the city. Located near the Arctic Circle, Rovaniemi is known to be the home of Santa Claus. It's Christmas all year round here.
잘 해놨네.
Although it's a small city with a small population of 40,000, more than 1 million tourists visit Santa's village every year here in Rovaniemi.
So it's my grandchildren. I'm the grandfather.
The Santa Claus main post office is full of letters from children wrote to Santa. Even if you don't write down his address, all you need is his name for the letter to get delivered.
Netherlands, Germany.
These letters are to children around the world.
Receive per year it's 500,000, more than 500,000, and per day it depends. In starting of the year in springtime it's some tens or some hundreds, but then per day just before Christmas it's about 30,000.
Could there be a letter from a Korean child as well? Here's one.
Thousands.
Thousands
from.
It's from a child in Daegu.
Thousands from South Korea also.
Now he just needs to wait for a reply from Santa.
산타크로스 할아버지한테 보낸 편지가 여기 무사히 잘 도착했어요. 지금 잘 도착했으니까 안심하셔도 될 것 같아요. 네.
You forget you're an adult when you come here. Like being in a dream, I walk into a fairy tale world. I'm reminded of the times I waited for Santa at night when I was young. I finally meet Santa Claus.
Oh, hello, hello. And 안녕하세요. And no 이름이 뭐니?
이한구입니다. 이한구.
And my name is Santa Harabotsi.
산타 할아버지.
We are here at the Arctic Circle now, and my real home is still further to north, but because we keep all the secrets of Christmas over there at my home. 감사합니다. 감사합니다. Bye. See you at Christmas. See you soon.
After meeting Santa Claus, the morning scenery of Rovaniemi begins to look like a world under a spell.
오후 1시 30분을 넘어가고 있는데 날이 벌써 어두워지고 있어요. 그래서 분위기는 마치 저녁 퇴근 시간 분위기. 그래서 사람들이 저마다 집으로들 빨리들 귀가하고 있는 그런 느낌이에요. 와, 바람 세다.
In the afternoon, Yone, a young man I meet in Rovaniemi, invites me over to his home. Yone lives in this house with his parents. Dishes garnished with potato is eaten regularly during the winter in Finland. Candles are also essential. The long polar night winter seems to have taken over my body. I feel as though I'm having dinner, not lunch.
Mitä milloinkin keksitään, mutta sitä on oppinut sillä tavalla, että sitä osaa automaattisesti vain elää sitä asiaa.
Sirpa brings out a Finnish dessert right after lunch. These are cloudberries, and they're grown in Finland.
Nämähän kasvaa suolla täällä ja sitten niitä poimitaan sen jälkeen, kun ne on jossakin tuolla heinä-elokuun kieppeillä.
The harvested berries are kept frozen in the freezer for a year and eaten throughout winter. I wonder how it'll taste.
Suomessa Ranua on sitten kuuluisa hillapitäjä. Hillamarkkinat.
During July and August, raspberries, blueberries, and cloudberries are harvested, and people keep themselves busy by picking berries.
씨가 씹히면서 똑똑똑 소리가 나는데 꼭 그 눈 오는 소리 같아요. 똑똑똑똑 이 겨울에. 그러니까 먹는 맛이 겨울에 먹지만 아무튼 먹는 맛이 더 아주 굉장히 좋은데 아주 즐겁습니다. 그리고 어머니한테 정말 감사해요. Name is Baiki.
It turns out that Sirpa is skilled at fishing. The fish she barely caught back in 1999 was so big that her husband had to help her reel it in.
Hän nosti mulle se ylös veneestä, niin semmoilla koukulla.
They enjoy going ice fishing during cold winters. I want to experience it for myself. As I express my desire to go fishing, Sirpa prepares to go out without hesitation. Snowmobiles are their main transportation method in the winter. I think I'm in for quite a treat. We take off to the nearest lake. The thrill of riding a snowmobile is different than riding a reindeer sleigh. In less than 5 minutes, we arrive at a frozen lake covered in snow. The wind blows even stronger in the negative 20-degree weather. But to the Finnish couple, this is normal. Sirpa immediately makes room to fish, and her husband drills several holes in the frozen lake. It's 3 p.m., and the sun is already set. The fishing poles they use are quite dainty. I eagerly wait to catch a fish, but the hole keeps freezing. On the other hand, Sirpa is very relaxed.
벌써 굉장히 어둠으로 가고 있어요. 그래서 이게 지금 먼 호수 위에서 낚시를 하는 게 아니고 고행을 참으면서 수도 잡는
I must be the only one who's cold.
Oh, very good.
Kalta on vähän niin konia.
All right. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Ah!
No, mamma.
Hei mamma.
Mamma pahalla päällä konia.
Hei mamma.
The Finnish drink Koskenkorva vodka to endure the harsh cold of negative 20 degrees in the polar nights.
Lämmin. Konjakki on lämmintä tänne. Lämmin.
People often refer to the Finnish as people, cold as the Arctic ice, due to their relaxed attitudes. but the Finnish people I met were genuine. I witness how these people overcome the cold and the polar nights as they keep up with nature.
Aamuksaikaan tämmöiset pyräkät ja hiljasta on, ettei ole paljon ihmisiä. Ja nämä myräkät ja pyräkät on sitten pahoja asioita. Mutta se kevät korjaa sitten. Aamuksi on tosiaan semmoista.
How will this lake change in the spring? When the long winter and the polar nights end. Upon returning home, Leo pulls in iron bars installed on this home wall.
Uunin pellit. Sillä suljetaan veto pois uunista. Saadaan lämpö tähän takkaan.
It's a ventilation regulator installed to minimize heat from escaping. The room becomes warm in an instant.
와, 이건 뭐죠? 식량 같은데, 빵 같은 거.
It's as hard as dry fermented soybean lumps that you find in Korea.
Nämä on täällä oikeita leipiä nämä. Ja niitä on ennen vanhaa, kun ei ole lämmitelty uunia kovin monesti, niin on aina sitten kerralla leivottu ja pantu tämmöiseen tankoon kuivumaan ne. Ja sitten otettu sieltä aina sen tarpeen mukaan, kun niitä tarviipi.
As Koreans prepare kimchi in massive quantities for the winter, the Finnish bake dozens of whole wheat bread and dry them twice a year to eat them during the winter.
야, 이게 무슨 맛일까 이게? 굉장히 딱딱한데.
Kuiva.
아, 누룽지 맛이에요. 우리나라 누룽지 같은. 빵 누룽지? 이를테면 그런 느낌.
Rukista leipää, joo.
아, 굉장히 바짝 말랐는데 가벼우면서도 고소하네. 씹는 맛이.
The whole wheat bread is food for survival that helps them withstand the bleak and long winter. Hanging it up like this also means that the family is happy. Serpa carefully knits socks for each of her family members.
Meri.
여덟 가족들, 딸, 사위, 손주, 손녀들 다 이름을 이렇게 다 적어서 여기 보면 이렇게 다 있어요. 와, 이 굉장히 정성이 많이 가네.
Tuuli. Niin, Juuso.
유쇼.
I am reminded of my mother back home. Whatever their nationality, all mothers have the same heart for their children. I'm so sad to say goodbye.
Thank you. Titos. Titos.
That night, I drive 4 hours to spend the night at an igloo village, where the Aurora Borealis can be seen. This particular igloo is unique. It's a glass igloo, where the ceiling of the igloo is made of transparent glass.
Now you can see better to see the sky. So, now you can see the million stars, northern lights.
Guests are able to view the night sky while laying on beds.
Only here in north. We are now very north. You know, all Alaska, near all Alaska is south from here,
Siberian in Russian is south from here. We are very north.
I couldn't miss out on seeing the northern lights while visiting the Arctic Circle. I step outside to capture it on camera.
Moon also is coming.
Will it appear tonight?
And maybe nobody know when. It's the best time. Yes. People, we don't know everything. I am very happy. We don't know everything.
If we knew exactly when the Aurora Borealis appears, we would never fantasize about it. That night, the aurora doesn't appear all throughout the night. But I make a few new friends. The aurora brings a German, a Japanese, and a Korean together.
We wanted especially to see the polar light.
Polar light.
Yes. But unfortunately, in these days, whether it's cloudy or no polar light, so we have to come back. Yes. You for some wine from.
Holger proposes that we make the most of tonight with some wine.
We see aurora and have a wine. Additionally, it's double beautiful. Okay?
I would say this is the joy of traveling.
In Scandinavia.
Yeah.
Skål.
Scores Aurora.
Becoming friends with people who have come on a trip with the same goal as you. Cars are completely frozen from last night's snowfall. Removing snow is a daily routine for the Finnish people. I rush to my car for my next journey.
What's wrong?
The guide looks for something inside the trunk.
Here.
Okay. That I mean. A warming cable for the car. We have to have electric.
The parking lot is equipped with a device to warm up car engines in this frigid negative 20 to 30 degree weather.
Minus 20, minus 30. It's you need this cable.
The Finnish people, as well as their cars, are well prepared for the intense cold.
들어온다. Yes!
Yes.
야, 이거 멋지다.
I'm now off to the north once again to see the Aurora Borealis. This is a science center which researches natural phenomena that occur in the Arctic. It's a place that helps you understand the nature of the Arctic. I wanted to learn more about the nature of the Arctic and how the northern lights are formed. How exactly are auroras formed?
And when the particles enter the atmosphere, they collide with nitrogen and oxygen molecules. And millions of these tiny splashes can be seen as northern lights. In other words, northern lights is practically electricity on the sky.
The Aurora Borealis can be seen for 200 days the further north you go.
It's
The Finnish call the aurora revontuli, which translates to foxfire. They believe that the Aurora Borealis is a fire made by a fox as it hits its tail on a rock. I'm now off to Nuorgam, the northernmost part of Finland, where you can see auroras for 200 days. It takes 8 hours to reach Nuorgam from Rovaniemi by car. Just when I thought I had arrived, I have to travel more by snowmobile.
와, 이게 스노우모빌 타고 가는데도 슬록 가죽을 깔았네요. 와, 추우니까 이걸 덮어요.
The Aurora Borealis can be seen clearly in a dark place where there's no light. I travel for another hour into the mountains, where there are no traces of humans. It's not easy to see the major highlight of the polar night.
구간으로 들어와서 계속 오로라를 보려고 노력했는데 계속 실패했어요, 사실은. 뭐 나와야지. 근데 오늘은 최대 좀 가능성 있는 대로 지금 들어온 것 같습니다.
My guide Raima tells me to warm up my hands. Raima has grown up seeing the Aurora Borealis practically every day since living in this area.
When you are taking pictures, so your hands are getting cold, so now I can warm it before I go and take more pictures of the auroras.
Raima has grown up seeing the Aurora Borealis practically every day since living in this area. He says his 5 kids are a gift from the Aurora. My body melts with a sip of the hot tea.
이제 오로라를 기다리면 되는데 그리운 사람들이 많이 생각납니다. 같이 하면 좋겠다는.
I'm officially off to see the Aurora Borealis. I hope I'm not too late.
Now? Yes. All right.
Over there.
The green aurora is slightly visible in the picture.
These are quite normal pictures which I have. So this is only from this evening. But you know, sometimes you have quite good, which are much more bigger one. And the whole sky is full of auroras.
Will the northern lights reveal itself to a stranger who came from afar?
마쳤습니다. 달도 있는데 이제 기다려야죠.
Millions of stars cover the sky. Perhaps the aurora is hiding behind the curtains of the night. At last, the green aurora appears. Like coming out of a long winter tunnel, the northern lights brighten the horizon with its radiant display. My magical journey in the land of the polar nights ends here.